Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, worshippers of all ages, welcome to Game 1 of your semifinal matches here in the Verizon Warriors series. We bringing you IFHE versus the Flying Philosophers here. IFHE spawning north in the green, fielding Shokaku, North Carolina, double Bayard, Shapayev, and double Kiev. Zath, talk to me about the Philosophers.
So I was already getting excited by the Philosophers team, and now I see the double Kiev. You're saying my words, man. You're saying my words. Take a look over here at the Flying Philosophers. They're bringing a Lexington, Bogsy got his wish. They're bringing a Constellation, Bogsy got his wish, right? And then the Chapaya, double Peter Bagrations.
Double Bagration. Double Bagration.
Yep, and a late and a silly wangy.
A silly wangy. That is an interesting pick.
Who knew Philosophers played with silly wangies, huh?
Oh, Zath, you had to go there. It's a family stream, Zath.
I wasn't referring to that. I'm talking about the boat, of course.
All right, well, things are going to develop here very quickly. Double Kiev Chapayev heading over to A. Now, Zath, for viewers who might be unfamiliar, as Kiev is perhaps not one of the more popular picks, talk to me about why you might take a Kiev in competitive play.
So a Kiev is what the French used to be, or is what the French are known for now. It used to be like the de facto gunboat ship. Okay, so you play it at range. You've got your guns, you've got your torps, etc. It doesn't have the reload booster that the French has, but it does have the ability to slot in either a smoke or a heal. As we can see, the first Kiev going in and smoking his teammate. So it's a question of if they're both running smoke here, or if one is running smoke and one is running heal. Now, the Kiev also has 8-kilometer torps, which is really handy, actually. Your detection is right on the edge of that 8-kilometer. So if you can bait somebody to come and chase you, you can torp them as you're kiting away, which is absolutely hilarious. I've totally never done that before, let me tell you. And the cool thing about this ship is when I play here, I feel like I'm in a Corvette or some other sports car. It's just everybody clicks with a different ship, and for me, I click with the Kiev. When I tell it to go, it goes. When I tell it to turn, it turns, and it turns and goes the way that I expect it to.
Narco Amoeba's Kiev, having laid smoke for his teammates out here now, getting absolutely just hammered by a whole lot of opposing ships. Zath, I don't think they're gonna be able to keep him on the. He stopped. He went he would stop there looking for Art Zero's Tarib, and it's going to cost him his ship this quickly. 3 minutes in. Go ahead.
He made a huge mistake there. Like I was talking about, Kievs are long-range gunboats. You can try to play them up close, but the problem is that the closer you are, the easier it is for the enemy to hit you, the less impactful your speed becomes. And when you stop, full stop like that, I mean, that's it. There's no coming back from that.
Yep. 3 minutes in, and just like that, IFHE down a ship already. Now we can see Seal 9's Kiev bleeding smoke for Bucks Chapayev. So both IFHE Kievs having smoke and not the heal.
So that means
Go ahead.
That means that they have the ability to disengage at will. That means that they have the ability to smoke up their teammates. So there's a little bit more tactical bonus or benefit to running a smoke versus the heal.
Now, one of the things that I like about the Philosophers lineup that they've done with the Bagratians, right? They've got two of these kind of just lurking near the C cap. A lot of players probably might not be familiar with Bagratian. It has some similarities to Tier 8 premium German cruiser Prinz Eugen, right? It is almost a heavy cruiser, except it brings 180mm guns. But it does have a heal. It's a fairly resilient ship. It can be difficult to get off the board. It has exceptionally good anti-aircraft capabilities.
Yes.
So by pairing two of these together, they've basically staked a line in the cap and said, nope, ours, you're not getting in here. We will defend this because we have the health pool and the A to do it. In the meantime, you see the remainder of the team, the Constellation, the Chapayev, the Tarib, and the Siliwangi, able to really flex the speed and positioning that they have, because that's one thing Constellation has, is a whole lot of speed. Over here at the A cap, able to generate angles and pick up the cap, and now making a very decisive play to hold it, pushing the Siliwangi and her Hydro up into the cap.
Now we aren't talking though over on East again. You were talking about those Bagrations sitting there. they've got 2 Bayards now coming down south. So IFHE is going to try to make a concerted push into CCAP. And the Bayards, of course, they've got that reload booster. They've got the pretty good HE penetration. So I think if they can focus one Bagration down at a time, they can really make this happen. Here comes
Well, I
some
really
EP.
like.
Nope.
Yeah, go ahead. I was gonna say I really like what they've done with the Bayards here, moving one inside along the islands and another outside to generate angles on these ships.
That's right. And now we're going to probably see as the Bayard off to the 9 line, Creamy Pie goes and change. No, didn't change to AP.
Didn't change. He
Little
does
too
now.
late. Yeah,
Didn't
little
change
too
now.
late on that change.
Yep, kind of missed the timing there as Speed Pilot kind of turned through and most of those, but now Speed's going to give the AP salvo to Grim to his north. Grim reloading the AP. There it comes right now as Pikachu Shokaku coming in with planes.
Yeah, we see the planes coming in to try to dislodge those Bayards, make them feel a little bit less comfortable. Both planes actually involved here.
Really focusing Speed out here.
Yeah.
Not really giving very much damage back to the Bayards as well. Speed's going out.
Yep.
Just like that, IFHE grabs back a kill. Still down about 160 points here. 6.5 minutes gone.
Yep. So brilliant decision with the angling there, and also we see the value of DPM, I guess you could say, over the heal and the sustain.
Indeed, very much so, especially in the 2v1, which is exactly what that was, right? Not once did they shoot at the other Bagration. They picked their target. Both of them focused him out. The carrier also moving down this flank. You see here Pikachu Shokaku coming down the 8 line, being fairly aggressive with his hull positioning. He's over here throwing his planes into the fray. Yes, we did. And so I commented that at the time as well, right? I like that they get a little aggressive with the hull because it does give them the opportunity to make plays like this.
Right.
Now, it's not as if the philosophers have been idle, right? Arch Zero's Tarib cutting across the middle of the board, looking like he's either going to make a play firing on Grimm's Bayard, or actually, more accurately, probably going to double back and go cap B. Although they know he's there now, as he opens fire on the Bayard.
And I'm sure they're about to find the Shokaku. The planes are right there. They're probably going to spot the Shokaku if they haven't already.
Grim in a bit of trouble here, spotted by Arch, got the AP coming in and the Constellation. That's Farmer Beb firing on him from quite a bit of range as well.
Constellation's got pretty good guns. It's weak armor, but if no one's going to shoot at it, nobody cares. Doesn't matter.
Nobody shoots at it. You don't notice so much. Now both Bayard's going to be onto the cap as Slanar takes 2 more torpedoes from the Shokaku. He's getting quite low as well. This Bagration play not really working out very well for the Philosophers, Zath. I liked it at the time, but unfortunately it looks like that IFHE has just got a great counter for it, as there goes the other Bagration.
That's right. That's right.
It gives them a ship lead, but not quite a points lead.
You can see Arch Zero now has a decision to make. Does he go down the channel for that Shokaku? Does he go north for the cap?
Yep. Does he chase the carrier or go for the cap? He can see the carrier now. They know exactly where he is. He's going for the cap, Zath.
He's going for the cap.
He's going to take pot shots at the carrier, but he's going for the cap, which is honestly, I think, is probably the right play.
Well, there's nothing to stop the Bayards from turning around to support their carrier. So,
indeed,
I agree with the decision. It allows him, after getting B, to go back to west and get behind the Chapayev in North Carolina, and that can be disastrous.
It's taken some time, but IFHE has also organized a nice push here over at north of the A cap.
Yep.
Bucks Chapayev sitting in smoke.
Yep.
Silly Wengy's Hydro picking up Seal 9's Kiev, but here comes Mr. Sox North Carolina, and if I'm the Constellation, that's not a fight I want to get into.
Watch this shell hit right here.
Wow. Didn't get much out of it.
All right, never mind. Watch the next one.
Still not a fight I'm excited about getting into if I'm the Constellation, though.
Yeah. Yeah, he just went ahead and luck-chucked some torps. Remember, those, I believe, are 10-kilometer torpedoes.
Yes, I believe that is correct. No, 9.2, they're Benson torps, so they're almost 10.
They're Bensons? Okay. I couldn't remember if they're the 9.2s or the 10.5s. So.
No, I'm pretty sure they're Benson torps, so they're 9.10. That North Carolina salvo going out at Dunks Chapayev.
Yep.
That could be very impactful, but it isn't. Misses it all. And now, oh my gosh, Dad, look at the Lexington. Look what the Bayards are doing to the Lexington.
Oh, goodness. He's gone. Just like that. Well done, Commander.
Ouch. Ouch. The Bayards in the backfield, the Lexington caught out, and now it's just all coming up. IFHE, a 2-ship lead. They're onto the A cap.
Right.
They got a firm hold on C. There's a good hit on the Constellation, finally.
Yeah, little too late, though. He was able to just sit there and flex his muscles for quite some time.
I gotta say, Zath, despite kind of the misplay of losing their early Kiev, IFHE has recovered very nicely, largely on the strength of the double Bayard Shokaku push down the 8-9 line.
Well, that's definitely caused some consternation for that team, right? They have to, the philosophers have to figure how can we react to it, and they essentially didn't.
They didn't. It's been a total disaster, right? They lost both Bagratians and eventually lost their carrier, even, right? I mean, once you get people into your backfield like that, the Lexington really has to confine himself to the corner, almost kind of the I-1-2 portion of the map to avoid being spotted on the surface. Shokaku, the Japanese carriers in general, with their stealthier hull profiles, able to sneak a little closer to the action, and you're definitely seeing that here out of Pikachu.
That's right. And Seal 9 doing a nice job, by the way, of not dying, because, of course, he doesn't have the heal. He's got the smoke.
They know where Big Boy is now. Seal 9 might be coming around the corner to get him. Seal 9 does heavily outgun a Silly Wangi. Oh, down to 300 HP. Here comes the more Chapayev shelves. They're going to get him.
There's also Art Zero getting in position here with his torpedoes. He's going to try to hit the North Carolina.
Ooh, it might be too little too late. We're going to have to see 20 seconds on the timer. These torpedoes are going to have to be a Hail Mary if they want to get a time extension.
Yep. Now he's detected Seal 9 smoking up and just getting some free shots on Art Zero. Art Zero knows he's got to make something happen. It's just
Mr. Sock moving forward, engines up. Torps aren't going to miss. Tarps are going to miss. It's all going to. IFHE is going to win this game, Zath. Look at that. What a recovery. What a recovery from IFHE. Well done.
Outstanding. Yeah, the one thing I'm... Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go first.
As the one thing I'm surprised at, I'm still surprised with how those Kievs were played, because generally speaking, the way that I like to play a Kiev, especially in a competitive like clan battles, is you run down to the backfield and then you just piss off the team until they pull away forces to deal with you, and you are essentially a troll. And the more ships that come off at you, the bigger the smile and the grin on your face is, because you know that you're taking away key assets in the enemy. And that's what I love so much about the Kiev. We didn't see that played here. It still worked out for him. So, hey, congratulations there. But wow.
Absolutely. It's been fun to watch as we gotten deeper in the tournament, Zath. More and more teams discover Bayard. Now, I don't believe IFHE's on this list. If my memory serves, we saw them playing Bayard back on day one, just like we saw them today. But they were one of the only ones that we saw doing it. And that kind of harkens back to what we saw 07 doing with Bayard in the last Verizon tournament back in December, right? They would running double Bayard and a kid on a flank, and then the speed boost, the reload boost, all the things you can, the Bayard is her AA is not terrible. She can decently handle herself, especially when there's more than one around. We're seeing teams now realizing the value of just shoving these ships into people's face and just doing ridiculous things with them, especially backed up like the carry like that. That double Bayard Shokaku push, absolutely murderous, just ruinous for the philosophers in this game.
Absolutely. Well, what do you say we send it back to the studio and let's all take a look at Bogsy's face?
Absolutely, let's do it.
As his ships are now here.
Let's do it, baby.